Welcome to the Towering Tropical Shirts NFL football update, where I get to talk about all things NFL. And as usual, it's brought to you by, this week, the travel size of mango rum. So good, woo, and good for you. Yes, we are already in week 7. And first, I want to apologize for not posting anything last week. Work got in the way, and then I was busy getting ready to go to New York to see the New York Jets on Monday Night Football. Yay! They lost. Boo! But I had a fabulous time. Yay! Me and Bullwinkle. You will see some photos later. Anyway, but now we're into week 7. Things are getting kind of mixed up and messy, but we had 2 big trades. First of all, my New York Jets finally traded for DeVante Adamas, which is fine, which is dandy. It should help the offense, especially in the red zone, except for one thing. Davante Adamas can't kick. Jets are 2-4, would be 4-2 if they made any of the field goals that Greg the Leg Zuerlein usually makes. But anyway, that's enough about that. Meanwhile, the Bills went and traded for Amari Cooper, got him from the Clowns because only ship going down faster than the Titanic is the Cleveland Browns. Good move for them. Josh Allen needed a wideout he could count on. He's already playing very, very well. But you don't live in the NFL without having at least one great wideout. He's got that. So, how about some of these games in week 7? Well, first off, we're going to start off with the big game, I think, an NFC North bash between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings, who are 5-0 with Sam Darnold. Yes, that's right. You heard me. The Vikings are 5-0 with Sam Darnold. I mean, I'm choking up just thinking about that. Mango rum, save me now. Oh yeah, so much better. Anyway, how did this happen? Well, you know, the Vikings, for some reason, this franchise seems to be the franchise that takes, like, you know, run-of-the-mill middling quarterbacks and gives them one great season. See Case Keenum, see Brad Johnson. So right now it's happening for Sam Darnold. Meanwhile, the Lions, who are probably the best team, I think, personally, in the NFC at 4-1. Yeah, 5-1. They suffered a big blow when their stud defensive lineman, Aiden Hutchinson, went down with a broken leg. He out for the year. I feel really bad for the Lions and for Peg Leg Meg and all the Lions fans. Sorry about that. Hopefully they'll make a trade, they'll get that disgruntled bozo off the Jets, and they'll have a pass rush. Anyway, how do I see this game going? Sam Darnold 5-0. I know it's kind of hard to believe. I keep choking up thinking about it. Normally I would give the edge to the Lions in this game. However, no Aiden Hutchinson. They've already got their defensive line banged up. I think that's going to give Sam Darnold just enough time to complete a couple of passes to Justin Jefferson, who owns the Lions. So I like the Vikings to hold court at home and win that game. Moving over, staying in the NFC, kind of, we got the Green Bay Packers hosting the Houston Texans. Now, Jordan Love has been killing it. He's missed 2 games. He's only started in 4, and he's got 4 touchdowns in his last 2 home games each. Plus, he's thrown 12 TDs already, and that's just in 4 games. The Texans, CJ Stroud is playing very well. He's got all those weapons on the outside, and their defense is playing a lot better than, you know, what they did last year. How do I see this game going? These teams are number 4 and number 6 in total offense. I expect a scoring bonanza for 2 reasons. One, both of these teams are like top 2 or 3 in, like, you know, explosive plays. You know, plays of like 12 or more yards running or 16 or more yards on the pass. Plus, you would think in Green Bay this time in October it'd be snowing. Hell no, it's gonna be 70 freaking degrees at game time. Yeah, no global warming. In a scoring fest like that, I'm gonna give the edge to the home team. Therefore, I like the Packers. In the battle of the Boyds, also a battle of teams going in opposite directions. You got the Seattle Seahawks going into Atlanta to take on the Falcons. The Seahawks started off 3-0. They're now 3-3. And you know what? Even though Geno Smith has been throwing for a lot of yardage, he's made some critical mistakes. Hey, he's a Jet quarterback, former Jet quarterback. What do you expect? Also, they can't stop the run for beans. Meanwhile, Atlanta is looking for their first 4-game winning streak since, I think, 2018. Kirk Cousins has been all he's been paid to do. He's throwing the ball. He's getting scoring points. Hopefully throw some balls to Kyle Pitts some more duties on my fantasy team. But more than anything, it's their running game. Algiers and Bijan Robinson have been running the ball up and down. Seahawks can't stop the run. I think the Falcons are going to win this one in a runaway, and that's how I'm picking it. In a Super Bowl rematch, we have the Kansas City Chiefs going into San Francisco and taking on the Niners. Now, the Niners are 3-3. I don't know if McCaffrey's, whenever he's coming back, but they got to figure something out offensively. I know Brock Purdy hasn't played well, but Brandon Ayuk, who gave him all this money, right now, I mean, he's about as open as like a liquor store in Utah, like not open. Meanwhile, the Chiefs, who are 5-0, which I can't really figure out. I mean, they've lost their top running back, they've lost their top wideout, but you know what the Chiefs do? They find a way to win. Unlike the Jets, always find a way to lose. They find a way to win. How do I see this game going? Two things I'm going to point out. Andy Reid is 21-4 after the bye in the regular season, which is, that's 25 years of kicking ass after the bye week. And two, since Kyle Shanahan has taken over the 49ers, the Chiefs are 4-0 against them, including 2 Super Bowl wins. So somewhere, I think they kind of have their number in the back of their head. I know they're playing in San Francisco. Doesn't really matter. I like the Chiefs to win. And lastly, Sunday night, my New York Jets going into Pittsburgh to take on Sean Fire Tomlin Scarrett's Steelers. All right. We all know the drama that's been going around with the Jets. They've got DeVante Adamas now to pair with his old boy, Aaron Rodgers. To help Garrett Wilson, who even though he's got 40 grabs and I think 5 TDs, he's not even averaging 10 yards a catch. Not very good. They seem to have rediscovered Breece Hall. Hopefully that will continue to go. But more than anything, the kicking game has got to get together. Burline, come on, Greg the Leg, whatever the hell your name is, get your shit together. Those 2 losses, even though, it's a team game, I put on your big foot. Play better. Meanwhile, the Steelers, they are putting Justin Fields and his 4-2 record in the regular season so far to start aside, and they're going with Russell Wilson. And Tomlin says that, he wants to get more points out of the offense and he trusts Russell Wilson's arm and yada, 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 yada. Frankly, I think it's a bad move. If I'm the New York Jets, I'm glad to see Russell Wilson. We've beaten Russell Wilson before. And quarterbacks like Justin Fields who move around and break the pocket give the Jets trouble, especially considering they like to play a lot of man-to-man. So I think, Russell Wilson, fine. The problem with the Jets is going to be what they can do with TJ Watt. Once again, wreaking havoc. Jets still haven't figured out a way to protect Aaron Rodgers sufficiently enough. But if they can just get like a couple of long throws to DeVante Adamas, I think that'll be enough. So I like the Jets to win. Didn't pick any games last week, but the week before that, I went 3-2, giving me an overall record, I believe, of 16-9, still a 640 winning percentage. I will take it. So, hey, look, if you're in St. Croix and you want to watch some football and get some good eats, come on down to Sylvie's. We got Pablo cooking up his usual delicious spread. Sylvie's is going to have football on. It should be a great time. And don't miss Beer of Fortune on Monday at Sylvie's. Come on, let's get a head count for that. We can talk football, we can play Beer of Fortune, and we can hang out at Sylvie's. So, everybody, enjoy the game, subscribe, talk to me on Facebook, FaceTime me, give me grief, whatever you want to do. And finally, all I got to say is, Game 6, LA, let's go Mets! See you next week.